Hey, Mom, do you have a creative idea, want to get organized, or maybe just want to take a deep breath and enjoy a quick little escape? Head on into MomsTown. MomsTown365 is the ultimate daily podcast for mom creators.
And coming up in our exclusive series, Kitchen Dough, we're talking about ways to make money from home and showcasing the moms and stories that inspire and motivate. MomsTown 365, we're here for you every day.
Does the hobby bug got you itching to turn your hobby into a business? We might have the antidote. Welcome to MomsTown 365. I'm Mary Goulet.
And I'm Heather Ryder, and coming up in this episode, 10 quick tips on how to get started on your journey to turning your hobby into a business.
Okay, but first, quick disclaimer. We are not financial or business consultants or tax experts, so be sure to consult with your own consultants and experts. Every person's financial situation is unique. Also, this show is brought to you by the MomsTown Podcast Network. If you're a mom or have a topic that would be compelling for moms, we invite you to head over to momstown.com and sign up for our newsletter. If you'd like to be on this show, or if you have a podcast idea you'd like to pitch, we want to hear about it.
All right, and now, the 10 quick tips to get you on the path to turning your hobby into a business. Number 1, create a plan and do the math.
Okay, so the plan can look like,
It doesn't have to be elaborate.
No, it does not have to be the official business plan that you take to the small business associate, whatever. But do the math. Kind of gauge what your expenses might be, and then figure out what makes it worthwhile by starting at the end. So at the end of the month, how much do you need to have in profits to make it worthwhile, to pay your bills, and a little extra money to put back into the business or for yourself? Always start at the other side. Most people go, oh, I think I could make $1,000. Well, is that worth it? Probably not.
Well, and if you're turning it into a business, you got to do the math. You cannot ignore the math. You can't just focus on the passion and that you love this. If it's a business, we have to do the math around it.
And you never, okay, so I'm just making this up. Acrylic type product business. You got to source it. Figure out how much those products cost to make your wares.
How much of your time is invested.
And your time. Good one, Heather.
Yes, and that is actually another one of the things we're kind of skipping forward. But tip number 2, so after creating a plan and doing the math, tip number 2 is get your first sale. Getting that first sale can be the hardest, but then get more sales after that.
Your enthusiasm will grow when you get your first sale. You know what I mean?
Well, and then again, from our last episode that we just did when we're talking about price points, like it's a real business when you set a price for your product or your service and you stick to it.
Yes. So here's another one. Test your concept. Sure, start with the family and a couple of friends, but not sheepishly. You want the real feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes a couple of failures, so to speak, not really failures, but things to perfect.
Things to work on.
Things can be a bigger lesson than
Yes.
accolades.
Oh, for sure. All right. Also, we just kind of foreshadowed this, budget your time. So your time is money when this is a business and it's no longer just a hobby. So you have to budget your time. You have to think of what is your time worth. It's probably not $1 an hour.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that feeds into the end of the month, how much profit you make.
Yes.
Okay. Become an expert in your craft. Study, attend workshops, certifications, expand your knowledge, share your knowledge. And here's one other thing. Talk to people who are doing what you're doing and see if you can shorten your learning curve, because they might tell you, you're going to get sucked into trying this. Don't do it. Stay the course, bypass that, and go straight to this.
Yes.
They'll give you advice.
Yes. All right. And then number 6 is brand you and your product. By kind of starting to build that online presence, chances are you have a small or maybe medium or large, I'm not sure what your social media presence is, but start building your brand by using and leveraging your social media channels. And then also make sure that your branding of you and your product is also consistent, because
Yes.
that means it's a business and not a hobby, the consistency.
Okay, and number 7 is perfect your elevator speech. And the great Marc LeBlanc has always said it has to be memorable. So if your elevator speech is told to Heather and I ask what you do, she has to be able to say, oh, she makes blah, blah, blah to sell to blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
It has to be that simple.
And it is that simple.
Yes.
It sounds simple, but it also can be very hard to do.
Exactly.
You have to keep working on it.
And you have to figure out who is your end user.
Right.
And that can be hard.
Okay, tip number 8, network. Guilds, associations, professional networks. Now, this is beyond your friends and family because this also helps you to increase your network and your partnerships, and this is what business is all about. So increase that network.
And you're not going to jump from, I have an idea and I'm going to make it my job. Treat your hobby like a job. Be consistent, be professional, and scale it up. It's more in your attitude, I think, than pretty much anything else. I mean, I am a business person, so you make decisions differently than I'm going to walk through Michael's store and buy knickknacks to do this.
And then finally, the tip number 10 is identify your USP. This is your unique selling proposition. What makes you unique? Brainstorm ideas with your circle, your family, your friends, colleagues, customers. Identify your customer avatar. Who is your competition? What differentiates you from your competitors? Know your weaknesses, know your strengths, and know what makes you unique, and knowing what makes you unique.
Yes, so write down your USP, use short sentences and concise words. And you might want to do a stream of consciousness on this before you decide on anything. But
so those are just 10 quick tips to help kind of get you start thinking about how to turn your hobby into a business. So coming up next, 8 ways to expand your reach and maybe, just maybe, turn that hobby into a business. You're listening to MomsTown365. We are the ultimate podcast for mom creators. Be bold, be creative. MomsTown365, we're here for you every day. Head on over to MomsTown.com and sign up for our newsletter. We'd love to hear from you. Pitch your ideas, pitch your show ideas, your topics. We want to hear from you at MomsTown.com.
Choose classic ones and zeros, baby.
True Made Foods are delicious, no-sugar versions of ketchup, barbecue sauce, and sriracha. The ingredient list reads like a smoothie: apples, carrots, and butternut squash, but they taste like real ketchup, mustard, and barbecue sauces. True Made Foods can be found in Kroger's, Sprouts, Whole Foods, and select Walmarts. True Made Foods is the official ketchup and mustard of the Boston Red Sox and the Washington Nationals. Go to TrueMadeFoods.com.